Hello, Matt, back again. And right, I thought I'd just introduce you to the second wave of Bloody Miniatures um, troops for English Civil War. Now, I say English Civil War, they could be used for 30 Years' War as well. Pretty much any period in the early 17th century, any conflict would work. So, Bloody Miniatures brought out the first wave, I think. Probably just over a year ago now, or something like that. The first wave was 16 figures altogether, and the second wave is 16 figures as well. Now, I know that a couple of other people have actually reviewed these already, but Richard at Bloody Miniatures, he's doing a fantastic job putting these out and getting these all together, getting them sculpted and created, and I just thought I'd give him another heads up, really. And the more people who actually see his work and the work of his sculptor, the better. Okay, so just going to take you through all the different types and then kind of give you an idea about what they look like when they're painted up. So, first group we've got on the left hand side, these guys are called the Squires Men. So, got four guys. I love the guy with the feather in his cap there. Okay, very kind of characterful as always from Bloody Miniatures. Detail as always, absolutely fantastic detail on these figures. I haven't cleaned these up yet. All I've done is stuck them to bases, ready for painting, okay, and ready for cleaning. This guy is loading his musket, okay, putting a little bit of powder in the musket there. So they're the Squires Men. So they're probably just like town militia, village militia, okay, those four guys. Next group is the Storming Party. Now these guys are beautiful. Absolutely love this. This is probably my favourite group of the four different groups. So we've got a bit of an engineer there with his pick and his rope. We've got a guy with his powder keg there. Okay, looks like sticks of dynamite. Could be sticks of dynamite. Like I say, I've not quite cleaned these up yet. You can see a little bit of flash on the sword there. A man in his blast armour, alright, just in case he gets caught out by one of the poignards, and a guy with a grenade there, and again with an axe, ready to chop away, to basically break down a wall and throw his grenade inside. So, fantastic, really characterful, really nice figures. I mean, this guy, I hope it's not too much heresy to say so, but he could be a Turnip 28 figure, couldn't he? Okay. I'm not suggesting anybody kit bashes these, alright, for Turnip 28, but just a thought. Really, really nice. I like that. That guy's got a fantastic face on him as well. I can get the camera to focus. You know, the look of concern on his face. Fantastic. Okay. Third group. These guys are the Night Watch. Bit more conventional looking in terms of the way they're dressed. Okay, so very little armour. Okay. These look a bit more kind of 30 Years' War to me as well, with the kind of the breeches and the bandoliers, etc. Okay, but like I say, ECW as well. Okay, he looks good. His jacket unbuttoned. Yeah, gonna really enjoy painting these. They're so characterful. And last guy, the guy just priming positioning his musket ready to fire. Okay, really nice. Okay, Night's Watch. And the last guys are the Moss Troopers. Okay, so the Moss Troopers. I'm not sure what the Moss Troopers are. I have to kind of look that up a little bit. Probably some kind of band of brigands or personal guard or militia. Yeah, I'm not sure what Moss Troopers are. So within the Moss Troopers is my favourite figure. This guy with his two swords. Look at that. Okay. Come on then, he's saying. Take me on. Sword and dagger. The long coat. They've got spurs as well, so they're probably dismounted troops of some kind. As I said before, you know, you could use these as dismounted dragoons, pretty much. Okay, so then the moss troopers. So these, then, just to swing back around, the next 16 from Bloody Miniatures, from Richard and his team at Bloody Miniatures. Absolutely fantastic. So the quality just keeps on coming, really. Especially these, definitely my favourite group. Storming Party. Okay. So, what do they look like when they're painted up? So you might not be familiar with my earlier videos. And so these are the earlier wave, the first wave of Bloody Miniatures. Like I say, they came out about just over a year ago, I think, if my memory serves me correctly. And so this was the first wave. So these are all completely jumbled up now. Basically, I used this group as my storming party in a recent battle, storming the Star Fort at Kratcom. So this was my storming party. They didn't get very far. They got slowed down by my rules. I couldn't order them into place, and they didn't get to the wall to blow it up. Okay, so it's a little bit of a failure for these guys, but that's my storming party. Sorry about that. Okay, yep. And then these guys are the Halberdiers that I used for the Earl of Essex, because he had a Halberdier personal bodyguard. And so these are Bloody Miniatures as well. So hopefully this is kind of giving you a little look at what they look like when they're painted up. So as I say, you know, they paint up really nicely. They just look fantastic when they're finished, I think. Hopefully I'm not blowing my own trumpet by saying that. Okay. So first wave, second wave. Okay. And over here just a few. These are some of the first wave that I haven't quite finished yet. You know, it's always the same, isn't it? You never quite finish what you were doing before you buy the next lot, but I'm sure Richard doesn't mind. Yeah. So I've got quite a few of these now, so I'm pretty much looking at probably, I must have at least 40 or 50. I've got about 5 or 6 that are still just base metal as well. So 10, 20, 30, yeah, about 40 or maybe 40 to 60 of these figures so far. So I bought quite a lot because I absolutely love them. But what I'm thinking now is I kind of need a rule set to go with them, because it's all very well using these as kind of small groups, small units, or standard units of commanded shot or storming parties in something like Pike and Shot, or even in a slightly smaller skirmish game like Pikeman's Lament. Now Pikeman's Lament, you know, uses groups of 12, so you're still quite large units within that, and it'd be really nice to play a kind of single, you know, small group, maybe 5-6 unit man group, or even individual character groups in a even smaller skirmish game, but using these figures. And I can't really think of a rule set that will allow me to do that. There are, you know, we haven't got a kind of ECW equivalent of bolt action, and obviously within bolt action you've got firefight as well, which kind of uses individual figures as opposed to squads or platoons. So if anybody knows the name of any rule sets that will allow me to use these figures as small units, okay, and in a kind of very kind of one-to-one skirmish game where each figure is counts, then let me know. I'm not talking about skirmish games where we have, you know, units of 12 or even units of 6, but units of 1 or 3 or 4. Okay, can't really think of any games like that. So, hope that's been interesting to you. Like I say, I think, you know, Richard deserves all the publicity that he gets. And where are we looking? You know, if you want to check these out, Bloody Miniatures, www.bloodyminiatures.co.uk. Take a look. Please take a look at his website. Pick them up. If you get all 16 together, then that will cost you 30 quid. Okay, so if you like them, then you may as well get all of them. Okay, and if you want the first wave and the second wave together, okay, that package is called the Ship of Fools, and that's 60 quid. So that's 60 quid for 32 miniatures, which, considering their metal and their beautiful quality, I think that is pretty good. Okay, if I wanted to buy them all over again, I would definitely buy the Ship of Fools in one go, and I would add to them. And if I can find a nice rule set that goes with them, I will probably buy some more. One thing just before I go, one thing I was actually thinking about with the Halberdiers is their hands. If you remember my video, you slot the halberds through their hands and into their hands, so they're completely separate. There's absolutely nothing to stop you doing the same thing with pikes. So, you know, that could easily be a 12-man pike block. And I'm kind of teetering on doing that in the future, just to make the pike block a lot more distinctive. Okay, thanks for watching, everybody. Time for me to go and get my dinner now. And yeah, I hope you've been interested in this. And if you're into ECW or 30 Years War, you know, definitely take a look at these. Okay, thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.